Hello everyone, and welcome to the third-party release of SAP Analytics Cloud and SAP Datasphere. It's great to have you here with us today. In this release, we've handpicked some really nice features, but before we dive into this, we'll start with a quick introduction. My name is Stijn,
My name is Cas.
and we are both analytics experts at Flexo. And in this release, we've handpicked a couple of nice features. We'll first go over SAP Analytics Cloud, and then we'll go over Datasphere. First, topic overview, SAP Analytics Cloud with data integration, data modeling, Microsoft Office integration. This one I'm really excited about. And then for Datasphere, we also have integration, modeling, and data privacy and protection.
Maybe also good to mention here. So SAC, it works with a quarterly release, and for Datasphere, it's bi-weekly. So we just took all the bi-weekly updates of the last quarter, and then we put it in one presentation.
Exactly. So first off, SAP Analytics Cloud.
Yes, so for the data integration part, SAP has added the data upload starter. So before, SAP already released this custom widget, which you could upload. It's made with JavaScript. And with that widget, you could load data from your local Excel file or CSV file into your SAC planning story. Now they integrated this natively into SAP Analytics Cloud. So I will show you now a video of how you can use this. But how it works is that you actually pre-configure the steps of data loading as an administrator. So for example, the person who makes the story can pre-configure this. And then as an end user, you can just upload your file and the data wrangling process will all be pre-configured for you. So first we navigate to a SAC planning story, and here we click the plus button. There you see we have starters. So this is new. And there you can add the data upload widget. It just looks like a data action. It's the same look and feel, but here you can set, a label, a description, and also the model where you want to upload your data. So first you choose the model. And after that, you will also select the data import job. So now I pre-configured a data import job where I said, this column is linked to that dimension, or this is linked to that measure. And the end user can now simply click, I want to import my Excel file, which is located on my local PC. So here we show the file once more. So we prepared everything by a measure and dimension.
I mean, this looks like quite a fantastic improvement in terms of time saving as well for the end user.
Indeed, I think SAP already has this on the roadmap since the beginning of SAC planning, but it always shifted, and now they finally integrated it. So a lot of end users will be very happy that they can now prepare everything on their local PC instead of doing the input all in SAC. Now it's doing the data transformation process, and the end user will immediately see his figures in the SAC planning story. Now, as a final step, you still have to select whether you want to publish or revert your data, but this is the same when inputting it in the SAC story itself.
Okay, so the end user now has full control almost over their data management and also in a more streamlined way.
Yes, indeed. Also, for the data modeling part in SAC planning, now you have standard unit conversion. So, for example, as an end user, you want to do input in liters. You can now already predefine your conversion units in your SAC model. And then automatically, in this example, it will convert your liters to gallons. It's very handy because otherwise you might do this yourself on your PC or with a converter tool, but it does this now natively. These measures you can set as a property of a dimension. So this works like for other dimensions in your SAC planning story model. And these are derived from your dimension properties. So it reads it from the dimension. Also, SAP added an export API. So you can export this, for example, to your SAP Datasphere tenant or some other data management tool that you use for that. But be aware, this is only available for new models where the SAC is running on Cloud Foundry.
Okay. Then we head over to Microsoft Office integration. This one I'm really excited about, as I previously said. So The SAP Analytics Cloud add-in is now integrated into PowerPoint. So now you're able to view your stories, your pages, and even add widgets. Let's see this in action. So here I have a simple sales report. I sign into my SAP Analytics Cloud tenants, and I see that I'm already logged in. So on the right pane, I can see all of my recent stories, as well as a favorite that I've selected, so my sales reports. So now I see all of the pages from my SAC story. And let's say I select my sales page. Now I'm able to view all of the widgets that I have. And the ones that are grayed out yet are not yet available, but they will come pretty soon. So here we have a preview of my widgets, so gross margin per location. I can easily add it from the add-in pane, and I'm easily able to resize without further needs. Then if you go over again to my sales reports, my sales page, I'm able to select another widget, but now I want to tweak it a little. I click on my little pencil icon and I get another preview, basically like in my SAC story. I'm able to interact with the menu, and so it's quite nice. I'm able to sort, filter, exclude, all sorts of stuff. So let's say that I want to do a top 5 of my sales managers. I'm able to do this quite easily. I get another preview, and then I'm able to add it into my PowerPoint. So it's basically like having both, best of both worlds. So PowerPoint and SAC story.
Okay, so no more screenshots of your SAC reports.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you can even refresh the data as well, so making it very flexible. So this was quite a nice feature. So to recap, we had our plan entry, our standard unit conversion, and our integration with Microsoft PowerPoint. So now let's head over to Datasphere. So in Datasphere, we start with data integration.
Yes. So for replication flows, SAP introduced a new feature regarding the local tables that you stored in Datasphere. So before you could already use these local tables, but not with the delta capture. So you would also always have to do these initial loads. Of course, you want this delta capture capability that they introduced a couple quarters ago. So now what you do is actually every time some modifications are being applied to your local table, it will keep a track of what is changed. So for example, a record has been updated or a record has been inserted. It will keep all of that in your staging table or your delta table. And only these changes will be replicated to your target instead of always doing all records to your target.
It's quite efficient then.
Yes. So here we have an example of a replication flow. And as a source, we have a local table called person. Now it contains 7 records, and we can already say, okay, we want to load initial and delta. So meaning the first load will be the whole table, and as of the full table is loaded, it will just keep track of what deltas are now being applied. So you can see that it's active, and it's constantly now checking, is there a change? Is there a change?
Okay, that's because the local table is already delta enabled as well.
Yes, indeed. So it will keep a timestamp, for example, and what has been changed in what record. So now we will apply a change in our local table. So we go to the data editor. And we will now add a new record. So we fill in all the properties of this record. You can already see that the last 2 columns are now predefined. So you have the change type, meaning insert, update, or delete. And then you have the change date. So it keeps track of what change has been applied at what timestamp.
Okay, it's quite easy. Huh?
We will also alter one record here. So we will change, for example, the material status, the merit status, sorry. And if we now check the target, so target was Azure Data Lake, we will see there that 2 records have been changed or inserted based on the operation type. So we see the U for update and the I for insertion.
Then we head over to the second data integration feature, which is our column level lineage. So this is a second enhancement in the impact and lineage analysis. So now you're able to actually view your data and where it comes from and what it impacts. So let's have a look. So here I'm in a fact view. I select my data analysis and dependency analysis, and now I'm able to view all of my columns as well as selecting through the blue icon. So let's say I select department, division, and for example, my FTE. I select it, and now I'm able to view the lineage and see what views are impacted and where it comes from. So this is really nice because it provides way more detail.
Yeah, otherwise you would have to see view by view. Okay, where is my measure or dimension used?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's going to be way more time efficient. So further up in data modeling, we have a bunch of small improvements for the analytical model. Let's see it in action. So here I'm in my data preview of my analytical model. Let's say that I want to select my product ID. All my measures are already there, and I want to share this with my colleagues or do some data validation. Now I'm able to export it through Excel or CSV, which makes it really efficient.
Yeah, so it's actually really inheriting all functionalities of the SAP data analyzer actually
Exactly.
in your analytic model.
So here I also did another feature, so the undo and redo, as well as the layout orientation, which best suits your needs. So the undo and redo, making it way more fun for developing, and the layout orientation is just a preference, but small features with a high impact. So then we move over to data privacy and protection.
Yes. So now, if a data access control is applied to a view, you would actually always have to ask the end user whether, or check with the end user whether the authorization is working. But SAP now added a new feature that you can view as a user. So you can select, for example, I want to see this data with your account as an administrator, or I want to see this data with my account. So I can check whether the authorization is working before I have to ask my end user.
Okay.
So let's see this in action. So here we can see that I gave myself access to all countries, and I gave you the access to only Ecuador here. So we can check the end view here that we applied one data access control. It's based on the table that we just showed.
Okay.
And we can see now I'm using I'm looking at the data with my user, and I have access to all these countries. We click the new button, View as User, and I select your email address. Now it's refetching the data based on your data access control. And you can see that only Ecuador is now available for you. So we can already say that the data access control is working and that we can deploy.
Quite nice. Okay, then further up, I believe we can do a little recap. So we had our application flows, our column level lineage, our efficiency improvements, and our viewed data as another user. I believe that concludes our release. This was quite a nice one, I must say. And if you want to know more, so please visit our release page down below and follow us on LinkedIn for more info related to Flexo and SAP.
Yes.
See you in the next one.
See you in the next one.